Hey Internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Scribes and Scrolls, the Candlekeep Mysteries. We are in Book 2, Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions, and this is Chapter 9, The Wide, in our new ongoing campaign set in the world of Candlekeep. Well, the world is Faerun, of course, but we're building everything around the Candlekeep Mysteries. And we are having all kinds of fun. In fact, hashtag Mondays are fun again. This is an awesome group to play with, and we are so excited to be able to bring this to all of you that might be joining us in the chat or later on. Going to do a couple of quick announcements. First and foremost, we are down Jordan, but it's for a very good reason. Jordan spent the weekend raising money as part of her weekend-long charity event, Games for Change, where Jordan's amazing community came out in support. I got to run a game and play in a game. We had so many people. The channel hit front page a couple times during the week and hit the front page carousel yesterday. Jordan had a goal to raise $3,000 for Color of Change, and ended last night with $6,269.69. Nice. That 69 cents persisted for the entire fundraiser. It was awesome. But Jordan's had a goal to raise $10,000 throughout some fundraisers throughout the year. And as of last night, is just under $700 away from reaching that goal. So there's a soft goal increase going to be represented later with her November fundraising event. So stay tuned for that information. Also, Cari and Flip Flop and Chop and our friend Crucian, our friends Jay and D20 also did a fundraiser on Saturday. They ran the Evangeline without me because I wasn't able to be there, but I heard it was in perfectly fine and safe hands. Raising money for Quest for the Cure, part of Jesse's journey, and raising money for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And correct me if I'm wrong, Cari, but I believe you had a $500 goal and in fact raised $800 during your game stream. So congratulations on that successful stream as well. We wanted to be sure to celebrate those major things for all of you. And I see you, D20. I got to turn D20 into a potted plant during their game last night. Weirdly, the potted plant came up like 4 times during that game. But it's just a start of getting back for all the times D20 makes me talk in a very poor imitation of an Australian accent. But it's all for a good cause. I would like to point out below Dwight, we've got our stream partners, our sponsors, Talon and Claw. You can type !MTD Claw. Go check out Talon and Claw's Etsy store. Awesome gaming products, gaming related products there. Use that link, go to the Etsy store, and then when you go to checkout, use code MTD Claw to get 10% off of your purchase. You can also check out our friend Keel's Run Right Play Patreon by typing !RWP in the chat. Keel puts on an amazing community of collaboration and puts out a monthly zine that he puts together both in digital and print format. And Keel actually, he and his wife just released a very fun looking game on Drive-Thru-RPG called I think it's called something like Traveling Wizards or something like that. I will have to get a link later and share that. It's only $1.99. Yeah, grab that link, Dwight, drop that in the chat. People can check that out. And so I think that's pretty much it for our announcements. One last thing that I do want to mention, as we always do before we play our games, is you matter. Your presence on this earth makes a difference, whether or not you believe that. We are very passionate about being very open and honest and transparent about mental health and discussions around mental health to help destigmatize those discussions. There's nothing wrong with being okay. It's fine. Everybody's not okay from time to time, but you do not have to struggle alone. And we urge you to seek out help if you need it. And if you're not sure where to go, it's as simple as coming to this chat any time of day or night, whether or not we are streaming, and typing !help in the chat. And you will get a link to findahelpline.com. It is a wonderful new tool, relatively new tool, that you simply have to put in where in the world you are located, and a slew of mental health resources will pop up. Helplines, websites, all that kind of stuff, depending on what you might be struggling with. You can go check that out. So we encourage you to please check that out. All right. Oh, the last thing I didn't mention is if you look up above where Jordan would normally be, a serious spot, you'll see the domain tomes. Domain tomes are a way that you, the audience, can have an impact on the game simply by tipping $5, cheering 500 bits, subscriptions, resubs. All of those earn domain tomes that can be used for advantage on a roll, re-rolling, or forcing me to re-roll. And they can only do that because of you. So keep that in mind, as RQ Staffen has just done with a resub, and it looks like this. And you have a new domain tome just like that. All right. I think that's it for the announcements. I think it's time to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So, our intrepid adventurers, or would-be adventurers, have ironically spent very little actual time in Candlekeep, though that was where they showed up to do studying and look for things, or to bring unique works there to the library, before they got caught up in the intrigue of mysterious books causing mysterious things to happen. Most recently, a relatively nondescript book called Mazfroth's Mighty Digressions turning into a ectoplasmic orb called a Gingwatsum that attacked and nearly killed Mizya before they were able to put a stop to it, and Mizya was able to be recovered, and they are, of course, doing everything they can to figure out what is going on with this. They investigated a couple of individuals in the library who had brought other books to the library that had turned out to be also turned into Gingwatsums. One was Valor, the Tiefling Knight, who is working off the cost so that she can leave and continue on with her bounty hunting. The other was a delightful young scholar from Waterdeep by the name of Yularian High Scroll. Both of them indicated that they had purchased their books in Baldur's Gate at a less than reputable market known as the Wide. Gathering up their lengthy list of supplies, most notably Doc's incredible list of supplies, they procured a wagon and some horses, and have begun making their way north along the coastal way to Baldur's Gate. The last thing, of course, Mizya engaging in conversation with their new spell book that seems to have a mind of its own.
I don't trust it. I'm going to say that right now. I'm putting it out there. Yeah.
His name is Gerald.
It is Gerald.
That's partially why I don't trust it.
So, you've been traveling for a couple of days. You know that you have about 5 days worth of travel. It's been 4 full days of travel so far. Doc, what are some of the things you've seen in these 4 days of travel?
Trees.
Okay. There are indeed lots of trees. Mizya, what is something that Mizya would have made of note, whether exciting or mundane, along the route for the last 4 days?
Mizya has noticed how hard it has been to read on account of the various potholes and ruts and just general unevenness of the road, and it has put them off quite a bit. A bumpy ride.
Indeed, it is very bumpy as you are traveling along. I believe it's you and Doc that are in the cart, and the others are riding on horseback.
I don't think Mizya has looked up much at all during this trip. Just probably complaining to Doc about how bumpy the road is periodically.
What about Teera?
Teera would be making note of kind of the specifically squirrels and how they're changing color the further we are going north, right?
Yeah, you're going about 5 days north.
Yeah. As we get further and further north, we see more and more black squirrels, and Teera would point out that that's an indication that we're getting farther and farther north.
What about Vorn? What's something Vorn takes note of or saw or is doing?
What Vorn has noticed is that there is an unusual absence of traffic on the road in the path. And with that, he's been looking into the woods to see if there's been any bandits following behind or around, or if there's any traps like that. So sometimes Vorn will scout out maybe a quarter mile in front of everyone, just to check for bandits and things like that along the path. But mostly how maybe because it's spring and we're getting through the winter thaw, there's not a lot of traffic on the road yet and the trade routes hasn't opened. But Vorn's noticing how barren this path is in terms of not coming across anyone else. So yeah.
Yeah, you've not really seen any traffic at all since you arrived at Candlekeep, and traveling north again. The road seems pretty bare. Go ahead and make me an investigation check. Or if you prefer, you could do survival as well.
The luck continues. It continues.
Wow.
It absolutely continues.
Wow.
All right. I didn't. Let me bring up the log. Wow. Wow.
I've never thrown so many ones so continuously in so many sessions.
And yet insist on using those same dice.
I'll never stop.
You're not rolling a D4, are you?
No, I rolled them. I'd probably get higher if I rolled a D4.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you, Hawkmere, for gifting 5 subs. That's 5 more domain tomes for you.
Can I re-roll that with some of the domain tones?
Absolutely. 3 domain tomes
Okay.
will allow you to re-roll.
All right. If I get a another single digit number, I'm not sure what I'll do. I'm not sure if I'll continue playing.
Sure.
I tempted the gods. That's my
What?
Oh, Ricky, what are you doing?
We got the
Ricky!
same thing.
No,
You got this. I wish the audience could see
It's
that
my
you as you
fault.
roll.
it is. I wish someone in the audience would make a montage of every time Ricky's rolled like crap. Just look for all the spots Ricky's rolled,
Right.
and you'll find them.
On everything I've ever done so far.
Well, let's put it this way: Ricky just made 2 investigation checks, and their total was 6. So, yeah, you don't know what's going on, Vorn.
Yeah,
you're
you know-
you're out of your element. You're too far south.
Yeah, I don't have
to
my
be
looking goggles
familiar.
with me.
Yeah, you don't.
You know, my glasses are not even on my head right now. I'm not even sure what's going on.
And there you go. You don't have your goggles.
Yeah.
Mizya,
Yes, Doctor.
would you reach into that box behind you and grab the mortar and pestle, please?
And reach behind me, and it's just like,
Just
and I kind of like
you're doing great.
get up on, kind of shuffle onto my knees on the bench and reach over, and I'll pull out the
I
mortar.
was so tempted to make you make a dex.
Ah,
save.
ah, ah.
And right beside the mortar and pestle, there's a small bag of chalk. Would you grab that too?
Yes, Doctor. And after much grunting and effort, I will reach back and grab the chalk.
Thank you.
Anything else while I'm back here, Doctor?
Oh, no. Now, would you kindly pour the chalk into the mortar and pestle?
Yes,
Thank you.
I will do that.
And then, would you grab the mortar and pestle, and would you crush up the chalk?
Even before you finish saying it, I'm just kind of looking at you and crushing it up with, yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Most welcome, Doctor.
I'll keep doing this with the horses.
Yeah, doing a fine job. Could you try not to? Just try to avoid some of the bumps if you would.
I'm not very good at this. It seems that I'm seeking them out.
Yes. It may just be the road, but do your best.
Vorn
Wow.
kind of goes back to Teera, and
Mhm.
he says, you know, I'm not sure what's going on. I can't track like I used to. I just seem to be in this fog since we left Candlekeep. You know, have you noticed that there is literally no one on this road? Not even any. I mean, am I just missing the obvious here? And I'm saying this as I'm kind of fumbling through my.
Would I have noticed anything on the road? I mean, I would have been casually kind of keeping an eye out for other people and ambushes and stuff. Like, probably not as intensely as Warren, but
What's your? Hold on.
passive perception.
I actually have that because I wrote all your stuff
Oh.
down.
Handsome, crazy guy.
I believe. Actually, I didn't write your passive down. I don't know why I didn't write that down. What's your passive score?
Mine's a 13.
I don't know why. I thought I wrote those down. I wrote everything else down. I just didn't write that.
13.
I mean, you've been taking note of the wildlife. You've noted that, I mean, the traffic just seems to be the only thing that's light. I would say that you would be able to readily hunt if anybody chose to hunt over this many days. I would say even probably Soren was able to get a couple of rabbits, and so a couple of nights you've been able to have fresh meat, but you're not seeing any signs of bandit activity. You know, you're on a 5-day route between a library city and a major city. Most of that, and I would say in your experience having come from the north, for both you and Vorn, closer to and between the northern larger cities is where you see more of that bandit activity.
I just kind of shake my head and I look at Vorn and I'm like, Vorn, I haven't noticed anything. I haven't noticed anything either. That doesn't mean we're missing anything. It just doesn't mean there's nothing. Means there's nothing there. You know.
Warren kind of looks over his shoulder and he's a little fidgety and I don't know. I just yeah.
Vorn, this is why you didn't want to come by land, isn't it? Something about you spooked.
Looks away without saying anything, and you know, kind of fixes his attention to his dirty glasses, and he's like, "It's probably why I can't see anything."
I want to, I want to take his glasses by the part he didn't spit on, and I just want to like take him away from him. I'm like, "Why are you afraid of being out here in the woods, Fawn?"
And as she does that, I pull another pair of glasses out, and I'm like, "Well."
This crew is on point with
prop comedy.
Props.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What's Assyria doing?
I think
probably singing with the birds and the chipmunks and like a Disney princess.
I think Assyria's been
singing the first time in forever from
occasionally riding ahead, keeping an eye on Soren, maybe even occasionally running into the wood line as Soren disappears into the grasses, I should say. There's not much in the way of woods or forests or anything in this area, but I actually I didn't open. Somebody roll me a d20.
I got it.
Well,
not you, Ricky.
Yeah, somebody
I got
other
a
than
nat
Ricky.
20.
Did you really?
Yes. Is this for Assyria?
Yeah, I'm just
I
gonna
have a special set of dice sitting here that I use specifically for Assyria rolls, and she got a nat 20 on it. So
It's because I'm putting out all the ones in the universe so that what
Right.
is left is 20s.
the law of averages.
Yes.
So that is a 23 for investigation. I think as it's getting towards evening and around the time that you normally have been winding down for the day, Assyria comes running back with Soren trotting along at the heels of the horse and just says, I found a place, a clearing off the road where we can set up camp. It looks like a nice spot. And this is, the fourth night you guys have camped. Assyria usually scouting ahead, and it doesn't take you long to pull into this place and bring the wagon in around and get the horses unhooked and I'm not going to make you roll for taking care of your horses, only because I had a DM a long time ago that gave us penalties because we didn't say we brushed our horses the next day, and I vowed I would never do that, unless we're in a resource management like horse adventure. I'm not going to make you roll.
Iscloft, yeah.
Yeah, if you're playing Iscloft or you're playing Middle Earth, maybe. But if you're a Rohirrim, you know how to take care of your horses. So
the way Vorn's rolling, he'll just bite his horse. Something.
Yeah, we got bit by our horse because we didn't take care of them.
Wow, it's like The Sims.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
you say to us, I'm like, laid on.
You set up the camp, and you're getting everything ready for the evening. What do you do to get ready for the evening? Do you build a fire? Do you cook some food? Tell stories? Are you having any conversations, or what else are you doing?
Does Teera know any old orc chants that involve a lot of stomping and pounding on the chest and punching in the air, and how you chewing a tree bark or something like that?
Chewing tree bark. No. Well, Teera would know him, but she's like, I'm not really a performer. And she, if you would, like, she kind of goes off by herself to pray, to calm for a little. I think it's calm. Yeah. And then, yeah. And I guess I'm just helping build a fire. I'm taking off the little bulky parts of my armor. Not wearing much armor, but I just don't like to have it on me when I sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I spend a few minutes. I have to use it or cast as a ritual, but I spend a few minutes summoning my what was his name?
Gerald.
Barnaby.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
my unseen servant. To help unload stuff from the wagon and get camp situated. So
A few pieces of gear are just sort of floating through the air and being set down. You see some bundles of sticks being just floating through the air and being brought over to where you're building the fire. As for an hour, Barnaby can assist.
Awesome.
Vorn is shuffling some of the playing cards he has in his equipment and kind of reading the room to see if anybody wants to play. Doesn't look like anybody does. So he just kind of like shuffles a few and looks at a few face cards and shuffles them back in the deck, that kind of thing. But still looking around, trying to use his dark vision, looking into the forest.
Mizya sits down next to Vorn. What this game you're playing? What is it called?
Oh, this game. This is called the Black Gate. Would you like to play?
Black Gate. I've read about this.
Yeah.
Yes. Will you teach me how?
What about Seven Kings? Have you played Seven Kings?
I will be honest. I have not played games in many, many years.
What about euchre?
So Vorn begins to explain the rules of Seven Kings, and it's basically like Magic for the most part, for long and short. It's a game of Magic, but it uses some of the ancient kings and deities that are in the D&D world as the cards and such. So he kind of lays it out, and he's showing like, hey, these are the power cards, and if you get this deck, then you can add this, and this is the enchantment here, and takes about 15 minutes to explain it.
Mizya immediately builds a blue-black control deck.
There we go.
I love that Ricky just introduced the meta of Magic the Gathering into D&D, which is very fitting since they just released a Faerun D&D Magic set.
This is like the Captain Planet of nerd stuff. It's like with their powers combined.
Asaria,
Yes.
would you like to hear a joke?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. What do you call a ranger who goes to the washroom in the woods?
I don't know, Doc. What do you call a ranger who goes to the washroom in the woods?
A ranger.
I rolled a straight wisdom check to see if Assyria could contain her laughter. I rolled a nat 1, so she laughs. She laughs at that. She finds it very funny.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I didn't know it, but I'm very funny.
Yes, yes, you are.
Very funny.
Eventually, night falls. You're able to prepare whatever food you want to prepare. Have you been pulling guard duties when you sleep?
Yeah.
And what are your what's your plan? How do you do your guard duties?
There's an odd number of us. I wouldn't mind doing it by myself.
Mizya only needs 4 hours to rest, and with their trance, so after after we settle in, I'll go to sleep, and then I'll go into my trance, and when I wake up, I'll either join Teera or just take over.
So wait, Mizya goes into a trance and doesn't
Mhm.
actually sleep. Does Mizya is Mizya in a meditative? What does that look like? I should ask.
Yep. So Misha just kind of sits comfortably, kind of backs up against a tree, sits, stacks a couple of blankets into kind of a little nest, and just kind of waddles down into it and goes into a trance for a few hours.
So who's going to take the first guard shift? Doc. Who's going to take the second shift?
I'll take the second. Doc, you can only take just the first and sleep. Does Doc need to sleep? He doesn't
Doc-
need to breathe or eat.
Doc likes to sleep like this.
God, I definitely do not want to take watch with Doc.
I don't know if you have a choice.
Oh God.
So Doc's taking first shift.
How long are the shifts?
I don't.
4 hours.
I'm not concerned. I mean, really, you've got an 8-hour span that you're covering for your long rest.
Okay.
So I'm not concerned as much by how you're splitting it up, just the order in which you're doing the shifts. So Doc's up first. Teera, we'll put Assyria on second then.
Yeah, I can go by myself, or Assyria can.
Well, we'll see if Doc lets you do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Teera, I think Mizya, you said you only need 4, so you'd probably come in there.
Yep.
With the plan to wake Vorn up last. Okay. And by all means, if there's anything you want to talk about or do before you go to bed, you can do that. But otherwise, we can move into nighttime.
Teera would play a song on her flute. She has a flute, and she plays the flute a little bit. Maybe not so good. We'll see. She plays the flute at a 10 performance check. So it's okay. But you can tell somebody's taught her how to play the flute, and she kind of knows what she's doing.
Vorn does some basic empty hand kata. And tries to learn this book foil that he has.
Misha spends a little bit after dinner practicing this card game that Vorn has taught them.
Very cool.
Yeah, Vorn. Vorn has at least 300 cards secretly, and has no problem giving this deck over to Mizya. And in fact, he has to kind of suppress the urge to over talk about the game and totally nerd out about it. And so he gives Mizya that, hey Mizya, this is yours, you can keep this. And
thank you, Vorn.
Legend has it that there is a secret deck that actually is enchanted.
It's a magic deck.
Yeah, it's the cards are super rare, and supposedly they may or may not have the souls of the actual deities or deceased kings that are inside on the actual card itself. It's just conjecture, and it's probably not real, but hey, yeah. But this is just a starter deck.
Miss Smith, I do appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Mizya is going to buy a personalized play mat when we get to Baldur's Gate for sure.
All right. As you eventually settle into your trances and your sleeps, Doc, you find yourself sitting alone by the campfire. as everybody else drifts off to sleep.
Doc is going to look around and really enjoy the darkness because he has dark vision now.
Okay.
Didn't have it before. How
No.
does that work?
Upgrades.
Upgrades.
How do you upgrade your body?
Like Frankenstein?
I mean,
Wait,
Who?
yeah,
no one.
we're sleeping.
Yeah, you were sleeping.
So, you hear Teera go, Vaughn, shut the fuck up. I have a soccer game in the morning.
Doc, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh. I rolled a nat 20.
What?
Which-
How?
Because
gives-
Ricky did
Which gives me a 19.
You as you are sitting there over the course of your shift, you are able to spot a lot of the nocturnal wildlife that comes out. And it all stays relatively distant from where your campfire is in your camp. But you see a few deer moving through the woods. You notice a particularly large stag moving a little ways away. You see quite a few like raccoons and possums. You see a couple of skunks moving through the area. Just beginning to sort of head out on their night forays, doing whatever they're doing. The raccoons maybe linger a bit around the edge of the camp, possibly smelling food, but they don't come any closer. But your shift goes otherwise uneventful.
Well, this was uneventful.
He says out loud.
Nothing much happened.
All right, you wake Assyria up.
And then, gonna wake Asaria up. And then Doc is going to go and lean against a tree and go to sleep.
All right.
Gary, I'm not a medical professional, but I have to urge you to blink. No roll is worth this commitment.
Go for it.
So, I think I know the answer to this, but the question is, are you still fully aware of your surroundings while you're quote-unquote sleeping?
100% conscious.
Okay.
He's a machine.
I'm going to have you roll perception as well.
Okay. 7.
Okay. Doc, you would be the only one that would notice as Assyria and Soren are very quiet. Soren sort of rests with his head on Assyria's lap. She initially just takes out her bow and checks the stringing on it, maybe checks the fletching on some arrows, is probably working on maybe a couple of these little figurines that she makes, having gathered some acorns and pine cones and things along the way. And you might hear her singing, or rather humming lightly under her breath, some sort of a tune. It's very low. occasionally, if you looked over, you would see Soren's ears occasionally just sort of perking up at the sound of animal life out in the woods, various things passing by. But eventually, Asaria kind of looks up at the stars. There's just the beginning sliver of a moon on this day. Judges it to be about time, and she goes and wakes Teera up.
Oh.
Sorry, it's your shift for watch.
Yeah. Right, I remember. You just startled me.
I just put more wood on the fire.
Thanks. I'll do that before I wake up. I think was it Vaughn? Vaughn's who I have to wake up, right?
Mizya.
Mizya. Sorry. I forget.
I mean, I guess you could wake up Vorn.
Just to be a dick.
Whichever one. Whichever one you want to.
I should.
Go for it.
All right. I'll go keep watch. Thanks, Asaria. And then I go off, just kind of making my rounds around the camp.
So
I would be kind of like, I would move. I would like, so if camp is here, if you're looking at it from above.
Actually, I'll show you exactly what camp looks like.
Yay! Visual aids! Awesome. Perfect. Okay. So here's what Teera will do. She'll kind of post up like at a spot that's kind of north of camp for a little bit, and then maybe 45 minutes later go to that spot that's west of camp. Ding ding ding, and then for the last chunk go to the spot that's south of camp.
Okay.
On the road. Maybe just off the road.
So somewhere down in
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. Just to kind of keep an eye on all
Okay.
parts.
Go
Just kind
ahead.
of watching for people and animals and stuff.
Since you're actually patrolling around and you designated 3 specific spots, go ahead and do perception or investigation, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
Starting with this spot here.
Okay. That one's a non-natural 20
Okay.
for perception.
And then another one.
Yep. That one's a 16.
All right. And then last one.
The last one's only an 11.
Okay. I'm going to roll a d6 real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's fine, because that's just back the way we came. So that's
Right.
fine. It's probably fine.
So as you get up and you first move over here and sort of watch along where the road goes around a bend and keep an eye out there. You don't expect to see much because there just hasn't been any traffic on the road. It's getting to be like it's post midnight, getting towards that hour where it just seems like, you know, the night is the quietest, it's the darkest, but the sky is just a the sky isn't even black. It's like a midnight blue with just a myriad stars and constellations up above. You're far enough away from the firelight that it's not causing any sort of light pollution as you're looking around. You don't see anything that you feel like you need to worry about while you're over there. And you decide to move in to this space off the road a little more, kind of checking your 6, as it were, off of the camp. And you hear a twig snap.
Oof.
Somewhere north of where you are. You've heard
Okay. Yeah.
You've heard animals moving through this area, but the deer, you can hear that sort of pattern to their hooves as they move through the leaves and And even if they do step on a stick, there's usually a quick follow-up of a couple of footsteps. You hear the sort of shuffling, almost hush of the ground animals moving through. This you just hear,
It's an intentional.
and then you hear,
Oh,
you hear a voice. You don't hear what they say, but you hear a voice of somebody shushing someone.
oh God.
We
Okay.
did not work out a signal, did we?
No, we did not. Caw-caw! Okay. Not wanting to wake up everybody yet. Teera does like. So Teera wouldn't just be standing out in the open like a jackass. She'd probably be close to the bushes.
Which way, left or right?
To the right.
Okay.
She kind of wants to move as quietly as she can, a little closer to where she heard that sound, and see if she can see or hear anything else.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Oh, Christ on a trike. Okay. Oh, God. Well, it's a 6.
Hey, welcome to the club. I'm the president of Single Digit Rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there
Don't
a
worry,
letter I
you-
need to sign?
You'll do better next time is our motto.
Oh, God.
So you go walking a little ways further ahead, kind of very, just doing that low, moving through the brush and moving towards where you heard this twig snap and these voices. And you're kind of peering through, and it's shrouded in darkness. Occasionally you're seeing a little bit of dancing shadows from the firelight that's cutting through. And then you hear and I have an important question for you. You took off your armor before you went to sleep.
Fudge.
Did you put it on for guard duty? I didn't ask you.
I mean, take it. Okay, so FYI, yeah, it's okay. My armor is purely.
Oh,
aesthetic.
you're
I don't have
unarmored
actual
anyway,
armor
aren't
on.
you?
Yeah. I have little pieces.
You're a
but it's
barbarian, so you
aesthetic,
get
yeah.
unarmored defense. So that's
Oh.
irrelevant. So what I need to know next is
My AC.
does a 19 hit you?
19. I
Yeah, it does.
think it hits me too somehow.
Yes, somehow. He's asleep and unaware. He's
'Cause
like, ow.
the
what was
sound you
that?"
heard that
Yeah.
was the very distinct sound of a crossbow shooting.
Oof.
You take a crossbow bolt in the shoulder.
Oh!
You take 5
Yeah.
points of damage
Youch.
It's,
as you
And it-
immediately hear no, and you hear
Oh.
scurrying and rustling and figures moving towards you.
oh, God.
I need you.
I
I need
scream.
everybody to roll for initiative. But Mizya, technically Mizya, you could be awake at this point. More than 4 hours has passed.
Right.
Vorn and Assyria are the only ones that are actually asleep. So I'm gonna have Vorn and Assyria roll at disadvantage on their initiative rolls.
I can't possibly roll lower than I already rolled.
You're going to get a nat 20, dude.
No, I already rolled.
It's
I got-
disadvantage, so
I got a nat
But
1.
a nat 20 certainly wouldn't help. Assyria's gonna get a 9. So what I'm gonna do here is start this counter.
I never throw.
Ricky, my deepest sympathies.
It's okay. It's great.
So
It's the elder
Assyria
gods
has a
punishing me.
9. Mizya, what'd you get?
15.
15. Teera.
11.
Doc.
This works with your character. You're off your game.
6.
Born.
Man.
I got a 1, but I got a. So what's the disadvantage?
You just roll twice and take the lower of the numbers, which you can't possibly roll lower than that, as you said.
You can still add your initiative modifier to it. Should
Yeah, I
be
did.
better
Yeah, you
than
do. Wait, what? What's your dex?
So I rolled initiative. I had a power 1 plus 1. I had 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
2's better than 1.
Yes, it is.
100% better than
We're good at math, y'all.
Scribes and Scrolls, the Candlekeep mysteries.
I mean,
where
I
2 is
haven't
better than 1.
rolled for my baddies yet, so
I just don't want to burn down all of our wonderful die on me
Mhm.
rolling ones over and over and over again.
so that's gonna be
Law of large numbers, Ricky. It's going to come around at some point.
Maybe like 5 years from now, at the end of the campaign.
Hey,
That's
okay.
the last,
that's not a
roll
bad.
of the campaign.
I mean, level 20 is not a bad place to be rolling 20s.
so this. Teera,
Yeah.
you hear all around you as the brush bursts forth with some kind of figures. You hear the sound of multiple feet on the ground all around you. The figure that called out seems to still be holding somewhere ahead of you.
Okay.
And what you hear is, "Get the sleeping ones!"
Oh.
And you hear other forms moving around you, skirting around you and heading in. And these figures are going to attack. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me grab the 4. So the first one is going after, let's see, 1, 2, 3, Vorn. The second one is going after Mizya. And the third one's going after Doc. Doc, you actually see as into the firelight 3 giant rats come bursting out of the brush and are begin attacking your group. Vorn, this as you're just sort of groggily starting to wake up. I rolled with advantage because you're still getting up. I rolled a 1 and a 19. So you get bit by this ROUS, this rodent of unusual size, for 5 points of piercing damage as you feel the weight of this rat just pounce on top of you and bite into your shoulder. Mizya, as you're coming to out of your trance and you're already on your feet with that initiative, this rat just bursts out of the brush and lunges at you, and that is going to be a 21 to hit you, as this rat bites you for 6 points of piercing damage. Doc, a rat comes charging at where you are by the tree, and whether because you're standing up or you move out of the way or whatever, it sort of just stumbles and crashes into the tree and misses you completely with a 7. So that is the 3 giant rats. Mizya, the 3 giant rats are basically right in the midst of your camp. One on you, one on Vorn, one on Doc.
Okay. I think, let's see. So as Mizya kind of just rolls out of their old nest that they've made, grabbing Gerald and leaping to their feet as this rat jumps out and bites them on their shoulder. Kind of takes a step back, startled, but then reaches out a more shakier than normal hand pointed at this rat. And it needs to make a, oh no, wait, I got to do hold on a second here. Does a 16 hit?
Yes, 16 does hit.
Okay. Then this kind of Mizya's fingernails start to glow a little bit, and then this bluish white energy kind of crackles at their fingertips and shoots out into this rat for 8 points of lightning damage as I cast Witch Bolt.
You smell the burning fur and you hear this rat right in your face is just screaming in your face. And your witch bolt's persistent, so this electrical light of this attack is just arcing and causing this strobe-like effect in the forest now, as the quiet night has erupted into pure chaos. Anything else, Mizya?
Let's see here. That is, I don't think there's anything that I can do in a bonus that would do me any good. So let me just double check here. Nope, that's it. That is my turn.
Teera.
Oh my god. Okay, so Teera has like kind of stumbled back against a tree because she got hit here. And I'm assuming that's also why she didn't cry out. It's like so sudden that it like took her breath out of her almost. And then you said she could still hear like the leadery voice in front of her.
Or
the voice.
You heard this voice that said to get the sleeping ones, and you could hear them. You could hear the sound of the crossbow reloading.
Okay, I want to go straight to that spot. I'm like, get out here, you sneaky shit! And I want to like kind of charge into the brush where I hear a crossbow reloading.
And I'll say, because they gave up their position and everything, you can, especially with the light from Mizya's witch light sort of witch bolt dancing around through here, you see this figure, humanoid figure, maybe about 4.5, 5 feet tall, hunched over, and you suddenly see, as you're approaching, strobe light as you get closer, as it's fumbling with its crossbow, and seeing you charging, it just sort of throws the crossbow down and begins to pull a sword. It's just reaching for that sword. This is not a human. You see a bipedal rat-like creature. It's a rat man, basically. But you can totally close with him and attack.
I think she froze.
Did we lose Cari?
Yes.
Oh no. Cari's like, nope. Nope, not gonna deal with this guy. Alright, let me adjust. I need to get ready for when she comes back. In the meantime, how's everybody doing?
Great. I'm off center, by the way. I don't know if you can tell on yours, but my frame has
that's
me.
because
You're
Cari's
so-
gone.
You're so handsome. You're in 2 places at once.
Right?
Wonderful. Finally.
I was just
40
gonna have
to get
one of
this
you
way.
go, but the were-rat actually goes immediately after her, so
The what?
well, it was pretty obvious.
Spoiler.
I have this really bad habit of just saying what a thing is.
Mhm.
I at one point in the Dawnbringers' first ever season, they were in a room with a fountain, and there was a couple doors, and I said, where do you want to go? And one of them said, I'm gonna go walk towards the fountain. I said, okay, you approach the poison fountain. And they went, what? And I went, no, it's just it's a totally normal fountain. It's not a poison fountain. I didn't just say that. I keep losing the window.
Right, I'm gonna be right back as well. Should we take our break?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we're pretty much at break time, so we'll just go ahead and take our break while we're waiting. Oh, here's Cari now. We'll get Cari back in here, and then all right, you're back.
I suck, and I am so sorry.
So nope, that's fine. I don't know what the last thing you heard was.
The last thing I heard was you can hear him start to load his bolt, and you said I think you were about to say I can get up to him because I know
I
kinda where
actually
he is.
described
Like the
what he
witch
looked
bolt.
like and what he was
Oh.
doing, and I was like, wow, you are really not reacting like you normally do. And then we
No,
realized
I'm
you were like
focused.
this.
Who is your daddy and what does
You
he
were
do?
completely frozen.
Yeah, no. Sorry. What is he?
So, what I had described, and I'm going to let you take your action, and then we're going to go ahead
Okay.
and take our break because we were just talking about taking the break. You see this creature as you're approaching, this sort of strobe-like effect from the witch bolt, and you see this humanoid creature, about 4 feet, 5 feet tall, but with rat-like features. And he's fumbling with the crossbow, and then he throws it down on the ground, and he just begins to reach for a sword at his belt as you come charging up. But it's your turn. You get to make your attack.
Yeah, I definitely want to attack him. Okay. Ugh, son of a gun. That is an 11 to hit him is all.
Ooh, that's not going to hit.
Nope.
He gets.
Yeah.
You're attacking with your greatsword.
Oh yeah.
He gets a short sword out of his belt just in time, ching,
Wow.
to block your attack. Any other bonus actions or anything else you want to try?
Yeah, I guess I would like to rage. That's my bonus action.
All right,
Because
so
now I'm real pissed.
as he blocks you, you start to rage. And he is going to. Okay. He is going to take a quick attack at you with his short sword.
Oof.
For a 22 to hit.
Yeah. Oh god, this little
You're gonna take 8
Okay.
points of
Oh my god.
You're
He
gonna
gets me
take-
right in the guts.
8 points of piercing damage. He slides his short sword down and around and just gut stabs you. And he's going to follow it up with a second attack.
Wow.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Is this the last?
That is a
night for us?
natural 20.
What?
If I get killed by a rat person, I am quitting this game. No new character. No freaking no secret daughter that comes to get revenge. I'm just done. For the record.
He stabs you with this, and then as he pulls it out, he kind of leans in as you're snarling, and he matches your snarling. You see these long rat teeth in his whiskers, and you see the red eyes staring,
God.
and he actually laughs at you. And what he does for his attack is as he draws the sword out, is he makes a quick slashing motion up. You're automatically going to take 8 points because of the crit, plus another 4, so that's 12 points of slashing damage.
Oh, I'm hurting y'all. I need help.
Yeah.
I'm still conscious. I'm still conscious though.
But yeah, level 2, thankfully, right?
Very squishy. though
Barely.
it's still very
You have like twice as many hit points as Mizya.
that
And,
makes sense.
I think, yeah, he's pretty pleased with how this is going.
Yeah, I'd say
um,
so.
Oh, that's a good point. Damage is halved because
Oh
you
yeah,
rage.
you're right. You're
What's that?
raging. You're raging.
Damage
Both
is
those
halved.
attacks.
Oh,
Both those attacks should have been halved. So you took
Ha-ha.
8 and then 12s for a total of 20. So give yourself 10 points back.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
Thank
I'm
you to
pretty
Neofet
okay.
for
Oh,
keeping
thank
us on
you.
the ball. We know
Jay,
how to play
oh my
D&D.
God. Jay, thank you. Good call, bro. Oh, thank God. For being a
Right?
barbarian. Okay.
So you're in a lot better shape than you thought you were.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll just
I mean-
roll with this as he sort of laughs and he does his second attack. He sort of looks and just sees you just breathing heavily and raging in his face, and realizes you don't really seem to be deterred by these attacks. And he's like, oh shit. It is Assyria's turn, and I think Assyria is going to look around at everybody in the camp, and she's going to glance back at you. She's going to take a shot with... I think she's going to take a shot at the one that's on Mizya. She sort of rolls back in a backward somersault, springing to her knees, and just fires her bow. I'm actually going to let... I don't like to roll these attacks and when it's a player not here. One of you can roll for Assyria's attack.
Not me.
And add a 6.
I got it. That's a nat 20.
There you go.
Oh,
All right.
Jordan has rolled 2 nat 20s tonight, and she's not even here.
So that's going to be a 12 plus... automatically a 12 plus a d8. It doesn't matter. Mizya, the rat that is on you that was being electrocuted, you just looking down at it and you see it just shaking and fur smoking. You watch as an arrow goes in one eye and out the other, and this thing just collapses at your feet. And Assyria just gives you a nod like Ollie in Game of Thrones.
So badass.
Just gives you this nod.
I turn and wink at her.
And
Amazing.
you hear Teera from over your shoulder. You hear of something heavy and fast running through the woods towards you as Soren leaps. And Soren is going to take a bite at it's going to take a bite at the were-rat that is on you. That is going to be
The were-rat. Yes.
an 11-15 to hit, which does hit. So that's going to do 2, 3, 4, 5 points of piercing to the rat. And the rat needs to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone. That is wow, it fails by 1. You see as this rat man in front of you just gets bit by Soren and just driven to the ground.
Oh my god.
At your feet. He is now prone. Doc, you're up. We're gonna go through one round of the combat, and then we'll go ahead and take a break. So we got Doc is up. Vorn, you're on deck.
Does Doc know where Teera is?
Based on where you were sort of up against a tree, I imagine you're sort of right in this area.
Mm-hmm.
And since you never really went to sleep, you would have seen where she was patrolling. So I'd say, yeah.
Sure. Okay. So Doc is going to use a bonus action. And does he want to do that? No, for now, no. He's not going to do that. Doc is going to cast a spell. Doc is going to reach into his satchel. He's going to pull out some moss. He's going to chew it up a bit. He's going to grab some black powder. He's going to rub all that together, and he's going to puff it up into the air. And then Frank, the flower pot, is going to fly over to Teera and dump. He's just gonna go dunk and dump some earth on her, and she regains.
Oh my god.
7 hit points as Frank delivers cure wounds on her with the dirt.
Break the flower pot for the win. Oh my god. Awesome. Frank,
for clarification, Frank used his action to dodge, and is about 15 feet in the air.
All right.
Wow.
Okay. That's it.
I thought that was pretty good. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's it.
All right, Vorn. You are currently prone with a rat on top of you.
Spectacular. And is the rat's teeth still inside of my? Where did it bite?
No, it's bitten down and it looks like it's ready, like it wants to take another bite out of you.
Okay. Vorn is going to time as the rat is coming down to bite him. He's going to use his grappling ability and like reach for the rat's eyes with his thumbs and push his fingers into the rat's eyes if you can.
Okay.
And we're going to use our fighting. How do we add the advantage to it? Like to make sure I don't roll a 1.
You you right click on the thing you want to roll and it will give you the option of advantage or disadvantage.
Okay.
And then you click roll.
So
It's you rolling a big number.
I can't deal with my life right now. How'd I do?
You did
Rolled a 12.
Okay.
Which is
Barely.
exactly what you needed to hit this thing.
Oh,
Yeah, you did a
Get
thing.
Yes, I thought it said 1 instead of the 7. I was gonna be
Oh.
done.
What's your unarmored damage? Unarmed damage.
When I'm grappling with the fighter ability, it's 1d8 plus 3.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so 5 points as I punch the rats in its eyes.
I'm going to have the rat make a con check. Okay, it is not blinded, but you did some damage to it. As this fight is in full force, and we are coming back to the top of the order, we are going to go ahead and we're going to take a brief break. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in so far, for all the amazing people donating subs and bits and the hype train and everything. Thank you all so much for that. Please stick around. We will be back in just a few moments. And
And
we're
then-
back. All right.
We fighting rat people, y'all.
Yep, we are back at. We're back at the top of the order. I forgot to take the hit points off for this one. So the rat that was attacking Mizya was electrocuted and then shot through the eye by Asaria. Vorn punched the rat that's on him in the eye.
Trying.
And then the other rat is currently messing around with Doc. Probably a better way to phrase that, but Vorn, Vorn, your rat is going to try to bite you again.
As we're
And
rolling around the campsite.
that is a 23 to hit.
Why don't you go ahead and re-roll that?
Okay.
Yes.
We got 40
Hey,
domain
yeah.
tomes sitting
40
here.
domain tomes.
So I'll go ahead and knock 5 off of that total. And we're going to re-roll that as a straight up roll. That is now a 13 to hit.
I got 14 armor class. So
Yeah, this is exactly how you described it. You sort of waited for it to go in for that bite, and you just grabbed its head and started shoving your thumbs in its eyes, and it's thrashing around, but is unable to get a bite on you. The other rat that's on Doc is going to make an attack. It is also going to try to bite you, Doc, and that is a natural 20.
Jeez, these things are. Oh my god.
I'm rolling with the D&D Beyond dice, so I don't know what your problem is, Ricky, with these D&D Beyond dice.
Rick, you just need to be an evil rat person.
I just need to play Call of Cthulhu and just that's how it is.
So,
Yeah, right.
Doc, you will take 4, 5, 6, 7 points of piercing damage as this rat sinks its teeth into you. And Mizya, it is now your turn.
So we have the 2 other rats and on Doc and Vorn. And
That's all you can see.
That's all I can see. Okay.
Teera is. You can hear Teera fighting with somebody out in the woods, but you
Okay.
don't have eyes on them.
I think I'm going to again extend, hence a lot less shaky now. But I extend my hand, and 3 of the black and purple darts come shooting out as I cast Magic Missile. 2 are going to hit the one by Doc, and 1's going to hit the one by Vorn.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 5 for the one at Doc, a 2 for the one at Doc, and a 3 for the one at Vorn.
Nice.
So these magic missiles just go arcing through, dodging around the trees and flying out away from you, and just hit into these rats. And you can hear them squeal, and they're getting hit and getting hurt, but the rats are still fiercely attacking their targets, not letting up. Any bonus actions or movement?
So where are they in relation to me?
Everybody's within a few feet of you because you were all
Okay.
sort of sleeping around the campfire. And
Yep, I'm going to back away. I'm trying to move in a diagonal so that I'm kind of moving more towards where I hear the Teera in the woods, but putting some distance between me and the rats as well.
okay.
And
Yeah,
that'll
you're
be my
able to
turn.
do that without drawing any opportunity attacks because they're engaged, and the rat that was on you is dead. Teera, you're face to face with this rat man,
All right.
who has just taken a good stab and slice at you.
Yep. Okay. And yeah, I want to just try to attack him again. Here I go. Better luck. Fingers. Nope. Worse. I miss again.
Would you roll?
I rolled a 3, which shakes out to a 5. I know it failed.
He is staying really close to you, making it difficult for you to swing this greatsword in a way that you can get to him. He's using his own sword to sort of redirect your greatsword. He's keeping it down near the hilt.
I want to re-roll.
It's super frustrating. Oh, you're gonna.
It is
Sure,
super frustrating. It's sorry, guys. I know this is not a team call, but I'm freaking.
You don't.
No,
I'm
you're
rolling
doing the right
again.
thing.
You're doing what you got to do.
I mean, as long as you hit.
Right.
If you don't hit,
I got a
no.
10 this time. Does a 10 hit?
He is dancing around. He is controlling this fight.
Oh, can I get my box moved away from Ricky's box for the next game?
That's what it is.
I would just like to switch.
I have
Dwight.
never had somebody ask to be moved virtually to a different seat.
Sorry, excuse me, Mr. Norman. Can I please move seats? Yeah, no, sorry guys. Total waste. I can't. Wow.
It's
dark and he's a rat.
Like I said, he is just controlling every movement of your blade. It's like you try to move it and it's just going where he wants it to, and you can't get a purchase on him. And then he sort of spins around with that blade, ducks in low, and he's going to take another stab at you.
That's fair.
With this short sword, that is going to be a 17 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
So you're going to take, it's not too bad though. You
Good.
only take 1 point of damage, because that's half down. As he just manages to, nope, I'm not going to say it. He just grazes you.
Awesome, thanks.
And he's going to take his second attack. And yeah, you though you couldn't get your sword into control to hit him, you're sort of twisting it just enough and using the bigger cross guards on your greatsword that he just got that one nick on you, and then he can't. All of a sudden, the blade goes past you, and it's just this crazy dance of the two of you moving your swords around, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. It looks very cool. Awesome. Good to know.
You know what,
All
though?
right.
I just realized something. I have to retcon all of that.
It doesn't look cool? Is that what you're
No,
trying to say?
I just remembered as I'm looking at who goes next. He got knocked prone by Soren, which means your attacks would have had advantage.
Oh.
So before we move on, so I might be able to give you your domain tome. I will give you your domain tomes back, because that was my bad.
Okay. So are we playing that I
We're
roll
retconning.
my
We're
initial-
retconning all the way back to your turn. He's actually on the ground, so your melee attack
roll it with advantage instead?
has advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I completely
That's okay.
boned on that one.
It's still not great. It's a 15. Does a 15
That is
hit him?
enough to hit him.
Son of a oh boy. Oh gosh, guys. Holy cow.
Let's get him. Get him.
That is 10 points of damage on
go.
Mr. Rat.
Yeah,
Man.
that completely changes the way this was
Sorry,
going.
12 points because I'm raging.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're able to stab down at him. So yeah, that completely changes it. Now he is going to
As a bonus action, can I scream for Vorn to get his ass over here and help me?
Yes, you can.
Great. So Vorn knows where I'm at in the forest now. That's good.
How does that sound as you're calling it? What do you say?
Vorn, get your ass over here and help me.
Vorn, you are wrestling currently with holding the jaws open on a rat, and you're on the ground as you hear Teera calling for you.
Yeah.
The rat is going to the rat man is going to take instead for his turn. He is going to swipe at Soren.
Pat.
And what does that? I'm gonna feel bad if I kill Soren.
If you kill Soren and Jordan's not even here,
Don't do that. You'll
that's
have to.
that's a war crime.
We will. I'll make you re-roll those. I'll call it out and use
Yeah.
domain die.
I
It's
think
a
we
20.
can all
It's
get
a
on board
22
with
to hit Soren.
Yeah, re-roll that. I mean, can we
that.
call
we
that
don't
for
know.
her?
Hold on, but we don't know if it's gonna kill him.
But
We would need to decide to re-roll
Yeah,
before we know what
before
to
you
do.
know the
Yeah. You got to make the call.
He's been
I would-
doing
I
some
would-
damage.
I would say re-roll that. We don't want this dog, wolf.
and we will still have 30. Yeah, we don't want to let it shit in our hand, guys. Let's
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah, we can't
Yeah.
let that happen.
We're not at the top of a building.
No, we are not. I've heard that's impossible.
Okay, so re-rolling that, the attack against Soren instead becomes a 9.
Oh, good call,
So-
Ricky.
He takes
Good
a
call.
swipe, and you see his eyes going wide as he stands. He swipes at Soren as he's rising to his feet, and he's still in close contact with you, Teera.
Mhm.
And you see his eyes are glowing red in the light from the fire,
Oh my god.
and he bares his teeth and he lunges at you and he attempts to bite you.
Bite me. Okay. Go for it. Rat man.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll hit. Guys, I'm fine. No rerolls.
I'm okay with burning all of the domain.
You're going to
die
take
down.
6 points of piercing damage, halved to 3.
Okay.
I need
Okay.
you to make a constitution saving throw.
Am I poisoned? Is it poisonous? Do I have rabies? Okay, con check. Here we go. Con check is or the saving throw, I should rather.
Yeah, con
is
saving
gonna
throw.
be- yeah, apologize. It's a 14.
Okay. You feel his teeth sink into your arm. And you feel as he's trying to tear back at the flesh in your arm, and you feel a burning where he bites you,
Oof.
but it quickly subsides,
Oof.
and whatever it was does not take hold.
Wait a minute. You said this was a were rat, right?
I may have
Oh,
slipped and
thank
said that.
God. Oh, sorry. I
Is your-
apologize.
So, when you go back and watch this, pay attention to the point where you go, "It's okay, guys, no rerolls. I got this." Gary's above you going, because
Oh, sweet
twice
summer
I
child.
accidentally said "were rat," and Gary went, "What?" So, when he
Oh,
bites
whoops.
you, as he bites you, you see he immediately has this look of horror and regret. And he
Yeah.
sort of wipes at his mouth. No, not like this. And he turns and takes off running. You get an opportunity attack, and
Yep.
Soren gets an opportunity attack.
Yep. My opportunity attack is a 15.
That will hit him.
Okay.
Somebody roll me a d20 and add 4 to it for Soren.
21.
Oh, Dwight's got it. I don't think it'll matter. I got a 17 points of damage, max damage.
You did 17 points of damage?
12 plus 3 for my great sword, and then 2 because I'm raging. Math.
Okay,
Max damage.
17 points of damage. He had 16 points of health left.
Suck it, rat man.
How do you want to do this?
Okay. So I imagine as he's running away, Teera sees him like turn and run. Is he wearing clothing?
Yeah.
Okay. I grab him by the back of his collar and just go like right down through him like a shish kebab. And if anybody happens to run into the clearing at this moment, you just see this thing almost still on its feet in a grotesque display. with a sword sticking right out of the top of his head.
Teera.
And Teera's just standing there, like heaving, almost breathing hard.
Over top of you, Frank bobbles.
Teera, as you're standing over him looking with your sword impaling him through the head, you hear the splitting of bone, and you watch as the whiskers recede and his nose grows narrower and flattens, and the fur sort of grows out and the ears shift as he turns in his death. He reverts into his human form.
Oof.
He looks like a young human man, maybe 26 years old, dirty, but very dead. Meanwhile, there are still 2 rats that are around the fire. Asaria, somebody roll me an attack for Asaria.
Dwight, you've done pretty well. Get it, bro.
It's a dirty 20.
Hey!
How is it I'm only throwing once? I have no idea how this works.
Wait, how's that a dirty 20? I didn't tell you what to add.
6, right?
So I've been
Oh.
adding 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dwight has a memory like a steel trap.
No,
Right?
you're good. I forget you guys can see her character sheet too.
You told us earlier that it was
Oh, yeah.
+6.
Unless
Anyway.
you pick something different to roll with.
1d8 plus 4 damage for the bow. She's shooting at the one that has been attacking Doc.
1d8 plus 4?
Yep.
So that's a 12.
So Doc, the rat that's been attacking you, an arrow just pierces right into its skull, and you actually see the arrow just sort of come partway out of the mouth, and then it slumps dead.
Then Asaria yells out, "That's 2!"
Serious suddenly a dwarf.
Does she say it with that voice?
And then go ahead and roll for roll for bite attack on Soren, or from Soren.
What's the plus on that one?
I think it's 4. I'm double checking here. Extras. Actually, those ranges are not included. That's a, because at this point, yeah, that's going to be a plus. Is that right? Am I reading that right? Plus 10?
On bite?
It's a ranger companion, and when because now it's next to Assyria, it says that it gets attack and damage bonus equal to the ranger's attack and damage bonus.
That's reasonable.
No, plus
GM.
8. Plus
You
8.
can call it.
Sorry.
That's a 17, and I really appreciate your ability to not fentish like 5 sentences in a row there. There's something to hold.
What? Okay. What's the
Okay.
damage? 2d4 plus 2. Or 2d4 plus 4.
9.
9.
Soren comes charging in, leaps over the fire, tackles the rat that you've been wrestling with, Vorn, and there's a jumble of fur, and suddenly Soren stands up, holding the throat of this rat in its mouth, drops it, and just sort of trots over next to Assyria and sits down.
Oh my god, he's so cute!
Can we?
You are
can,
out of combat.
Can we just talk
Oh.
about how Assyria and her wolf are the MVP of this whole match, and they're not
Oh.
even here playing?
This whole campaign so far, we've been at this 9 sessions. Her kill count is through the roof.
How are they the Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen of our team here?
Yeah,
And
100%. Can I be Dennis Rodman?
So
right,
I just want to be Rodman.
I pulled out my wilderness chase rules for when the were-rat took off running, just in case. Turns out, didn't need
Didn't
them.
need it. Didn't need it.
It would have been fun running through the woods at night, but you have defeated.
Sorry to spoil your fun.
All right. There are 3 dead rats, and apparently you just saw, keeping in mind, obviously it was meta knowledge that this was a were-rat, you just saw a rat man that you killed transform into a man when he was dead.
Oh.
Do we have knowledge of were-rats as a general thing, or is it something that's new?
I would say anybody that wants to can make a history or nature check.
17.
History or nature, huh? I got an 18. Sorry, Gary. Didn't mean to play one up on you.
Mizya, are you rolling on that?
Yeah, Mizya didn't read that book.
What?
None of you have ever seen or heard of this. I rolled an 8 for Assyria on nature check.
Teera is kind of wide-eyed at this for a second, and then just sort of like shakes it off and is like, this isn't a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. This guy wasn't innocent. This is the guy that tried to like kill her and kill her friends. And so she just kind of goes over, like, at this point she's made her way around in front of him just to look at him, and then takes her sword out of him.
I think I would have made my way over there. And if Teera explains what she saw, I would take a close look at the body just to see if there's anything, anything that I can see medicinally or magically that would explain what she saw.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
19.
You look over the body of this young man. He's very dirty. The leather clothing that he's wearing, leather and spun cotton shirt and a vest, very worn and dirty, very loose fitting. Nothing in his pockets. He has no coin or belongings in his pockets. He had a hand crossbow that was laying on the ground over where he initiated the ambush from. He has a standard short sword. But with that roll, Mizya, you don't see anything medically that would explain why this happened. You're not really sure. I would say roll me an Arcana check. And I'll let you roll it with advantage because of your high investigation check.
17.
I mean, the most you can tell is that it doesn't seem to be from any particular spell. This sounds different than something like a polymorph spell or illusion spells or things like that. There was something, the way Teera described it, there was something physically changing in this man when he changed shape. And you can't account for it. This is so far outside of anything you've experienced. And I will say, though, the one other thing that you find is he has a on his chest, just above his heart, there's a scar. It looks like a upside down teardrop with 3 lines on either side. Looking at it and in context of the attack you just had, it very clearly looks like a symbol of a rat. It kind of looks like a rat head with the lines looking like whiskers on either side. Yeah.
Jake, would it be okay if, Vorn will take out his axe and immediately chop off the head of this thing and throw it into the campfire.
Jesus.
Of the man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mizya just jumps out of the way. Oh, I guess I'm finished.
I seeing that Mizya was, geez Louise, seeing that Vorn clearly has a plan and that Mizya was very closely investigating this, Teera kind of comes up behind Mizya and just sort of like says, well, what was he?
I do not know. I've not heard of this. I do not think magic had anything to do with it. I see no traces of magic on him. It seems to be some sort of physical change. But
And Vorn, we should burn the bodies immediately.
Why?
This is what I was feeling the whole time along the trail. And Vorn does, he's visibly shaken. And, he's holding the axe as it's dripping with the blood of this decapitated person.
I see. I have no need for more investigation on the body, so if it's that important to you, by all means. And I kind of look at Vorn kind of quizzically, like I don't understand what the rationale is here, but okay.
Yeah, I kind of look at Vorn, and I'm also sort of like it was a scary thing. I mean, I have holes in me and a crossbow bolt still sticking out of my shoulder, and I'm in a lot of pain. But I kind of like it Vorn, and I don't know why he's quite as shaken up as he is.
Yeah, Vorn is obviously overwhelmed with fear, and he's looking at his bite marks and just kind of.
Oh yeah, fuck, I got him too.
Are you okay, Vorn? You seem rather disturbed.
Are my bite marks, are they foaming at all, or are they just bleeding? Is it clear to go? Nothing at all?
No, it's pretty standard bite mark. You don't feel anything other than the pain of the bite. There doesn't seem to be any other signs that anything is amiss.
Vorn just says, I need a moment, and I kind of slump back against a tree and kind of just sit down for a minute.
Did you get bit once or twice?
I got 5 points of damage, so I got bit once.
All right. No, you're good.
While he is taking care of himself, I'm going to head back and check out the rat bodies and just kind of do the same thing. Just investigate, see if I see anything out of the ordinary other than just being larger than normal rats.
Yeah, go ahead and make a investigation check.
That's only an 8.
These look like ROUSs, rodents of unusual size. They, for all intents and purposes, they look like a rat that's just really big.
Big.
I mean, these things are about the size of Soren.
Jeez.
Okay.
Wow.
Dang. I turn to head back to camp too, and before I kind of leave the woods, I tap Vorn where he's sitting near a tree, and I just say, I have some liquor when you're ready to clean out that bite. And then I walk back towards the fire, and then I'm looking for Doc. I want to know if Doc is okay. Frank was okay, so I presume Doc is still alive, but I haven't seen Doc yet.
As you say you have some liquor, I kind of open up my hand, yeah, I'll take some right now.
I don't have it with me right now, Vaughn.
Okay.
It's back by my pack. Come see me when you come back to camp, whenever you're
Yeah,
ready.
you asked me earlier what had me spook. I didn't know what had me spooked, but
Yes.
yeah, this makes a lot more sense. And
Teera kind of looks down at her shoulder and is like, yeah, well, that makes sense. Oh my God. And then just kind of starts heading back towards the fire.
Okay.
And
Doc, where you at? Teera seems to be looking for you. What are you doing?
I'm standing beside a tree.
I imagine I'm calling out him. Doc, you out here still? Doc, I still can't see. If you're alive, Doc, say something.
Are you looking for me?
Ah! And I imagine he is very close. Yeah, Doc, I was. You okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Are you okay?
Yeah, kinda, almost. I will be. Tell Frank thank you for me for the little and then like it's still like kind of caked on her head. The care package.
Oh, yes, you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, Frank. It was very
Frank
kind.
also says you're welcome. At least I think he does. He doesn't talk.
Phenomenal. Well, thank you both. I'm glad you're okay. And at this point, Teera is like coming down off the adrenaline and is just sort of like tired and wants to clean out all the shit and then maybe get an hour of sleep before dawn.
That was all very action-packed. Things
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Vorn
I just did told you about it. And you were there.
Yeah, it's a figure of speech, Doc.
Oh,
It's funny because I was there, you see. That's why I said tell me about it, because
but
I knew already.
but it wasn't funny like my joke because you got stabbed with a crossbow.
Yeah, I know.
How is that funny?
And Teera just like slaps down on the chest. Well, when you get shot by a crossbow, we'll talk about what's funny. It was a little funny.
Vorn is like secretly very mad at himself for
Aw.
going to sleep and not going and watching. He kind of feels a little bit responsible for everything going to shit, even though it wasn't on him directly.
Ooh.
But the feeling of it, and that's probably explains his lashing out and chopping off the head and being
Ooh.
overreactive. So he's dealing with like the fact that he should have not went to sleep, especially because he has night vision.
Hmm.
Not feeling good about his fighting ability.
Assyria and Soren are back to sitting on a log by the fire. Assyria quietly humming to herself. Her and Soren took no damage whatsoever. And she's just actually, let's see, she shot 2 arrows, so she can get one of those back. As she retrieves one of her arrows before you throw the body of the rat into the fire. We're going to cut to later in the morning. Doc and Mizya are back on the cart. The rest of you are on horseback, Soren trotting along. And we see in the distance, a mile or two behind you, black smoke curling up into the sky from where you were burning the bodies.
Yeah.
I will say to go ahead and go ahead and push your long rest button. Because another day is going to pass. You did get a long rest that night, but you find that the next day and night passes uneventfully. You actually do, on this 5th day, you start to see a few people on the road as you begin to head into Baldur's Gate. We'll turn that off. As you come into the city, you have to get to the wide. You actually have to come into the city on the southeastern part and follow the road along all around, circumnavigating to the northern edge of town, and you see that Baldur's Gate itself has the main city proper sitting on a river that leads out to the Sea of Swords. Large portions of it are behind these big gates that lead into parts of the city. But eventually, you find yourself emerging midday into a bustling marketplace that is located smack dab in the midst of this very large and sprawling city. As you've passed through the streets on horseback and with your cart, you see quite a lot of well-dressed people, nice looking homes and shops. But as you get closer and closer to the center area, you hear the din of people. As you emerge down this road and into this sprawling, wide open marketplace that is filled with people haggling and bartering. You smell all different kinds of foods cooking. You see brilliantly colored market stalls. People of all types are moving through here. Many, many humans. You see tieflings and dwarves and elves and a few dragonborn, you name it. They're wandering around in here. There's not enough room for you to move in with the horses and the wagon into the wide itself. But you are able to find a place to tie them up. There's other horses and wagons and things that are sort of parked along the edge of this place. But this is the wide. This is the marketplace. What would you like to do?
I just want to start. Yeah, I guess I look at the others and I'm like, so what do we know about what we're looking for? It's a woman, it's a human, and something with Dune in the name, yeah? That's what Mr. Fancy Pants told us, right?
Yes, that's. And there's like still a hint of disgust in my voice when we talk about this guy. Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah. Well, should we split up or shall we stay together?
Stay together. Or split the party 4 ways and make it really difficult.
No, staying together would probably be good. I bet God would appreciate that. And
anybody that's taking a look around as you're walking into the place, go ahead and just make a perception check.
It's daytime, right?
It's what?
It's
Daytime.
daytime, right?
Oh yeah, it's middle of the day, bright and sunny.
I got a 22.
18. Finally.
Yay!
5.
Good job, Ricky.
It doesn't feel like it though.
Doc,
2. And Frank got a 7.
so it's fitting that Teera and Vorn, you clock the watch. No pun intended. I did not intend that pun. I wish I did. You clock the watch. You see that there are close to a dozen. Actually, with those, you spot specifically that there are 10 guards that are patrolling throughout the wide in a very systematic way with military precision. They have very military. They have a military bearing about them.
Can I ask a question? Maybe I would have to make another check for this, but you can tell me. What seems to be like their attitude? Are they like walking through in a pretty casual manner, or are they like looking for stuff? How are the people treating them? That kind of thing.
Um,
Insight check.
I
maybe?
think Yeah, I'd say either an insight check or another investigation check. Or
Okay.
perception check, I mean.
I like where your
Okay.
head is
Oh.
at, though.
Perception would be good. Perception will not be good this time. It is a 5.
I mean, you see guards moving through. You see, for the most part, people are, getting out of their way, but not in a hurried way. They
Not
just
like, oh.
no. People don't seem shocked to see them.
Good. Okay.
I mean, for the most part, it looks like beat cops patrolling their beat.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So you've got this sprawling marketplace, and you have what you picked up from interviewing Eularian and Valor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you how you would like to proceed.
I lean over to everybody. I'm like, oi, everybody, huddle up. Should we just ask? Should we just look for somebody who looks like they've been here for a while and ask, like, is anybody selling books?
Honestly, I feel
Doc-
that's the best way to go.
Doc is going to turn around and say, "Excuse me," to the nearest person that he sees.
Well,
Do you know anyone who sells books here in the Wide? I would like to ask them questions.
It's about as good as anything we can do, to be
I
honest.
guess.
I think as you turn around and you go ahead and roll me a d6.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. You turn around in the tent that you're looking at. For a moment, the dwarf that's standing there, you can almost looks magical as you see brilliant sparkles of all different colors. And then he shifts and you realize it's because he has all kinds of colored gemstones braided into his beards.
Oh.
And there is a a sign on the front of his stall that says "Gems for All." And the dwarf looks at you and says, "It's not very polite to ask one proprietor what another proprietor sells. Now, if it's gems you are looking for, I've got gems for all. Jamarin Grimmichthier is the name, and I've got what you're looking for. You want Megabane, you want Fire Agate, you want Time Flower?
Yes, thank you. That will be enough.
Everything you're
And I
looking
turn
for."
and walk away.
Oh my God, Mizya. Oh,
I love Mizya.
May I ask you a question?
If it's a question about the gems and the gems I have, then yes.
Not specifically, but I think you might be able to answer it. You said that it wasn't polite to ask for directions to another proprietor, but I don't know where the bookseller is, and you might because you work here, but I don't need gems. Why wouldn't I ask you? And why wouldn't you tell me?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, he's so clueless. He might be cute enough to get one over on this guy.
10.
I love it. Oh well. Okay.
Tell me, friend, what is your name?
People call me Doc.
Doc. I don't know what it is about you, Doc, but I like you. I'll tell you what. I will give you the answer to the question you are asking if you purchase at least one item from my stall.
Oh.
Is there a reason you're raising your hand?
Yes, I'm afraid I need a clarification.
I can't be much clearer.
No, I apologize because I asked you 2 questions. The first question was, where's the bookseller? And the second was why it was impolite to ask one proprietor about another proprietor. And you said that you'd answer my question if I bought
Doc,
something from it.
Doc, I think that's probably a pretty good deal that the man is making here. Oi, Mizya,
but
come on back.
Which question?
I'll give you the answer to the second one for free.
Oh,
Everybody
okay.
here in these stalls is selling their own wares, their own goods, their own interesting things that they have for whoever might need it, whether they know it or not. And if you come up to one seller asking where you might find another seller's goods, well, you might as well be taking food from their mouth, money from their pocket. You are telling me that my goods are not good enough for you, but you want to find somebody else's goods. You can see how that would be insulting.
Well,
Uh,
have you tried not being a fool?
Wow.
We're
Mizya.
looking for books, not gems. But I
Then you
will
are
buy-
clearly in the wrong place.
Mizya is going to buy
Yes.
a gem from you.
That's why we are looking for the right place. You miserable cur. But I will buy one of your cheap gems from you.
Make a,
One of your
whatever you're
cheapest
trying to do,
gems.
Intimidation,
Is there
persuasion.
is disdain?
I'll let you choose because it's Mizya's way of speaking. If you're trying to
Yep,
persuade or
Okay.
Phenomenal.
otherwise,
Actually, this doesn't want to deal with this person anymore. That's an 11.
Yes. Hmm. Hmm.
what is it that you see that you like? I have Magebane pendant.
What's in the stall next to us?
Oh God. Oh God.
Uh,
Dried
To my
meats.
to my left. Yes.
Exotic jerky.
roll a d6, re-rolling a 4.
2.
You see that there is a delightfully plump and cheerful looking halfling woman. Looks to be an older woman. You can smell the fresh breads that are coming from
Oh.
this place that says that it is called, on a sign that is painted to look like a giant loaf of bread, it says Autumn's Breads.
I
My
point to a
goodness.
loaf of
How
bread.
good does that smell right now?
I point to one of the loaves of bread. I say, "That looks good to me." And I look right at the gem merchant.
Oh.
But I'll buy this, and I'll just randomly pick up a gem. How much for this?
For you, that is the time flower. And that gem will cost you 35 gold pieces.
Ooh.
I
Ooh.
put it down on the table and I walk away.
Anybody
Yeah.
looking at the gem merchant just sees him glaring at Mizya through narrowed eyes.
I go, okay. No, yeah.
I walk next to the bread vendor. What was her name again?
Her Autumn.
Autumn.
Her name is Autumn.
It
Yes.
says Autumn's Breads on the sign.
You can assume.
Are you Autumn?
Ah, yes. The name is Autumn Sparkhearth. Are
I
you
would
interested in
love-
fresh breads?
I would love to buy some bread from you. Yes.
Ah, what kind of breads do you like? I've got Brampton buns, jam drops, and fay cakes.
Oh, fay cakes sounded delightful.
Oh, these are delightful little apple cakes topped with a little sparkle of icing.
Oh, sounds
I
fantastic.
see. Are these your friends?
Yes, yes. This is Teera and Vaughn and Doc and Assyria.
I will. Oh, it is so delightful to meet you all. I will give you 6. I'll throw in an extra one for the puppy. If,
Oh my God.
oh, let's see. The 6 fay cakes. That is going to be 2 gold pieces for the half dozen.
Oh. Doc, why are you making that face? Have you had fake cakes before?
Vorn immediately pulls out another 2 coins, like double that. I haven't had
A full dozen.
Yes, please. I want D&D donuts immediately.
Yep. And then I will
Yeah,
I
go
will
ahead, Doc.
slide her a
First.
couple pieces of silver also.
Oh,
I'm
Throwing.
sure these are quite delightful, my dear. Tell me, We couldn't pass your stall by without buying some of your delightful baked goods, but we're looking for someone that sells books. Do you know anyone that might sell books as well?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I was gonna say with advantage.
Please
gotta
tell
be.
me she has like some fresh like brewed tea or coffee or something to go along.
That's a
with
dirty
these.
20.
She has free coffee. I'm
She's
sure.
she's just moving around. She's she's a halfling. She's just very matronly, hair pulled back into a bun, got her apron on, and she's just moving very quickly, grabbing these fay cakes. Each one gets individually wrapped and then placed inside a box. And then the box gets a little bit of paper wrapped around it, and then she ties it with some twine. And she does this to 2 packages, so 2 dozen, and then she takes a 13th one, and
A baker's.
she wraps that one up and slides that specifically to you, Vorn.
Spectacular.
As all of these are slid forward. The whole time she's doing this, she's just so excited to engage in conversation with all of you, and she says, "Well, I don't sell drinks here, but my good friend Heathkin Vagler, you can find him over at Heath's Hot and Cool Drinks, just up the way a little bit. He would be delighted to have your business. Now, you were asking about somebody that sells books. You know, typically, we don't encourage. It's sort of an unwritten rule that you don't ask one vendor where you might find another vendor, but you're so simply delightful, and I absolutely love your puppy." Assyria, sort of just standing by Soren, just keeps mumbling, "It's a wolf. He's a wolf."
Vorn has.
It sounds like she's almost like she's barking under her breath. Wolf. Wolf. But I do know of some booksellers that are just a few stalls up that way called Amberdoon Books.
Amberdoon, dude,
Yes.
dude. And it starts with an A.
Oh, I see. That must be the place you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, as you can see by my friend's excitement, that does appear to be where we need to go next. I do thank you so much.
Whoa. Hold on. We're not going to get a hot beverage to go. As I'm saying this, I am literally trying not to eat the paper that the D&D apple fritter is wrapped in. And just
Yes.
Vaughn, I'm sure we can find some drinks.
We can
along
stop
the
at
way.
Heath's on the way. Heath.
Right.
Heath, right? Heath's Hot and Colds.
He's Hot and Cool Drinks. Tell Heathkin Valga that Autumn sent you his way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, thank you ever so much. We'll be on our way, and you have just a fantastic rest of your day. And
Thank you
as I
so
walk
much.
away, I walk right in front of the gem dealer, and I look at him and wink, and just continue to walk.
Oh, savagery.
Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
No.
no. Nope.
No.
I'm going to double check Assyria's sheet just to see. Nope. He says something in Dwarvish. You don't know what he says. But
Does
given
it
the
sound
tone of
From
voice,
guttural. Yeah.
oh, it's very guttural. It's got a lot of sharp consonants to it.
Yeah.
And it was not said with a smile. It may have accompanied a hand gesture.
Oh, wow.
So where are you headed next? Are you headed to Heath's Hot and Cold Drinks, or?
This is a delight. I think we go get a cup of coffee first,
Yeah.
and then we go get our book. Like, there's no
Absolutely.
rush on this. This will take an extra
Absolutely.
3 minutes. Yes.
We fought were-rats or whatever those
I-
things were, and
I lean to Vorn, and in Orcish, I say, I don't give a shit where they're going. We're going to go get a cup of coffee
I immediately fist pound Teera, like absolutely. And
immediately.
yeah, yeah, we know how to eat.
Yep.
This is
And-
boring.
Doc, and what, Doc? What are you making that face for? With your fake cake? Do you not like fake cakes?
Food is like charcoal in my mouth.
What do you, Doc? Is there anything you like? Do you like? What are some things that you like?
And Vorn says, just more for me. and takes Doc's half of whatever.
I have taken one now, and I'm kind
Doc.
of like I'm pulling it apart and eating it like piece by piece.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm literally gonna get an apple fritter tomorrow
3.
morning.
I was just gonna say.
I'm not playing around.
3.
Apple fritters are my favorite donuts.
And a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah. This is
A 3 for your wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
As you're saying this to Teera, and you see Teera has a noticeable spring in her step, and is just her cheeks are rosy from either the sun or just the happiness of eating these fay cakes, and she's just breaking off pieces and eating them. For just a moment, you have just this brief vision, this flashback of you're not looking at Teera anymore. You're in not a marketplace, but it seems to be some sort of a festival. There's animals around. There's bright tents, but bigger than these market stalls, similar colors. The noise level is the same, but there's music, very sort of cheerful music in the background. And you're looking down at a child that has just turned. They have sort of shoulder length, dirty blonde hair. And they've just turned. You can't really see their face, but you hear the giggling. And as they pull away, you look down and you see that they are holding your hand.
Oof.
And then just like that, you're back in the wide.
Oh,
Oof.
Doc. Hey, Doc. What is it? Doc. You okay? Doc, you spaced out on us there for a second. You all right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking impossible. And then she turns.
The only
to
thing that's
Vorn.
impossible is pooping off a building and catching it.
Yes, you've said that multiple times. Noted. Vaughn, let's go get coffee. Mizya, you coming?
Mizya's already out in front of y'all. They don't know what y'all are doing behind them.
Doc, you want to come watch us drink liquid charcoal? Sari is coming.
Okay.
Look over at Teera, and I'm like, that's odd. Doc,
he's-
right?
Yeah. I'm just chalking it up to Doc is always odd.
Yeah, but he's not odd. Like now he's odd. Like he's
No. Give him some time. Maybe he just I don't know. I don't know how reborn work. Maybe he's
Yeah.
from here. Maybe he saw somebody he knows.
yeah. And I'm like opening up another D&D apple fritter, and the steam is coming out of it.
It's
This is-
fresh.
It's fresh.
Oh, yeah, it's
warm.
got that.
Stop.
It's kind of
This
the
is like
very
food porn.
center where
Yeah.
it's that not quite fully baked
Yes,
part of the
It's
donut.
whole. It's got the gluten stretch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's even it's to me, I'm enjoying that it's like an early spring morning, so it's a little cool, and the
Yes.
contrast of the hot bun,
Oh yeah.
and I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready. Going through my pockets, getting out the whatever I need to buy a gallon of hot drink to go with this D&D apple fritter.
Dwight, it's so good that we had 2 years of Mike DMing us with his fixation on food. I am prepared for this.
Right? Mhm.
Mike used to give us elaborate descriptions of every meal, and it was glorious. So I'm here for this. So you find yourself at this green and white striped. There's like just real almost mint green stripes on this this market stall, and you see a a middle-aged man standing in front of several kettles, and he's just kind of monitoring them, occasionally stirring them. He'll dip these clay pitchers into them and will pour. He actually pours a few small samples of some things out in front. As you walk up, he seems already ready for you as you're just walking by the stall, and he quickly pours a couple different drinks. Welcome. Might I interest you in a sample of some bleach bone white tea? It's honeyed. If you prefer it cold, I can pour it over ice. Your friend
Autumn sent us.
Oh,
Thank you for the
I
sample.
see. You've gotten some fay cakes from Autumn. Autumn is a good friend of mine. Her fay cakes pair very nicely with Long Winter. It is a hot cider mulled with dried meadow seed.
I swear to God, I
Or-
was going to ask for hot cider.
If you prefer, I have Monk's Morning. It is a non-alcoholic mulled fruit wine. However, and with just sort of a wink and a finger on the side of his nose, I'm perfectly willing to put just a dram or two of Nightfire into any drink.
Oh, you are my favorite person.
Samples are free. Try it. You're the Long Winter, please.
I
Yeah,
try that one immediately.
Yeah, and I immediately pay for one of each. He can write my name on the cup if he wants to, like, Vorn.
Vornuk?
Call it
How do you spell that?
the Vornuk.
It's spelled
in UK.
VOURN.
Yeah,
It's VOUR and then NICK, like Vornik.
Vornuk. Vornuk.
Nook. It's a U. And yeah, Mizya. Mizya must like something like this. I mean, come on, they are a reader. Like they.
Mizya, try a sample. You will love this. I know you want to get to the books and everything, but we're not going to the fucking books right now. We're getting a drink, so try to
Mizya,
enjoy it.
Have you ever read and like drank something while you read? How else can you read? We just kind of laugh.
I'm the way Vorn and Teera are acting, you're not entirely sure that Heathkin didn't already put a couple drams of Nightfire in their drinks. They're very giddy.
This is a delight.
Yes, well, we don't have the books yet, do we? So there's no point in me having a drink. Carry on. We have work to do.
It's 2 silver for each drink that you have.
Yeah.
Pay you back,
So you can mark that off if you purchase a couple drinks.
Yeah, whatever it is, I cover everyone, and I throw a tip of 10 or 15% in, and maybe if there's one that adds a healing potion or makes my breath slightly minty in the morning, like
Yeah,
fresher.
nice.
whatever, however you want to play that. Yeah.
Amazing.
Sorry,
for
I've
like a
only
week.
got drinks that make you feel warm or cool, depending on whether they're hot or iced. You'll have to seek elsewhere within the market if you're looking for magical effects.
No,
But
this is plenty.
your delight,
For the record,
your delight
this is-
at my beverages warms my soul.
For the record, this is very magical as it is. Thank you very much.
Oh, please, you're too much. Thank you.
Have you ever considered like some kind of punch card to where a return customer? Never mind. And,
Interesting.
Or you sell mugs, and then people are in a mug club, and then when they bring the mug back, they get a discount.
this is brilliant.
You see, he reaches into an apron, he's pulled out a little notepad. He's Mug Club. Punch
Yes.
card.
Teera the Sunmaned, this is Vornuk. We will be your first mug club members for the
Mug
record.
Club. And
Mug
yeah,
Club.
Mug Club. The Mug Club.
Mizya and Doc, go ahead and make me perception checks.
We are
Way
making a
off.
scene.
We cannot.
Sorry, the
18.
guards will be coming.
Yeah, you can't put us in the same room together.
No, you're fine. This is great. What did you get,
18.
Mizya? 18? And, hold on, let's check something.
I have a feeling Ricky does all the side quests before the main quests when he
Oh
plays
my
video
goodness,
games.
it is awful.
I'm same.
Doc, what'd
Yeah.
you
15.
get? Okay. You both, Mizya and Doc, as the others are just fawning over these drinks, and I imagine
Love it.
that
Love it.
I imagine that Asaria is at least very much enjoying these fake cakes and the hot cider, and you two notice that just a few stalls away, the crowd seems to part a little bit, and you see a stall loaded down with books. There are books stacked up on the front. There are books all lining shelves in the background, and you see the sign in front that says Amberdune Books. And you do see that there's at least a couple of people there's a woman behind the counter in the stall working the stall, and there's a gentleman out front holding up a variety of books, trying to interest passersby in the books that are being sold at Amberdune Books. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh.
I didn't quite expect you to get so caught up in the bread and drinks, but that's fine. So you've discovered the wide, you've discovered the joys of the market stalls, and made at least one gem dealer not happy.
But we made two people very
happy.
You got D&D donuts and cider.
Yeah.
What could be better?
Oh man, I love how much you guys are just leaning into the springtime of this. But yeah, that is our session.
Yay!
Session 9, the wide. We will be back next week. Hopefully Jordan will be rested up and will be able to join us, because I know we are going to be without Dwight for the next couple of weeks. So we'll somehow manage to survive that. But I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight and was hanging out with us. We had so many wonderful folks that donated subs to the community. We had, I think, a level 3 hype train going, some bits.
We did. Got
quite a few domain tomes that they turned around and used to cancel out a crit, and some other stuff. So that's all because of you. I do want to say also a shout out to those of you that are lurking silently in the background. It's okay. We appreciate you. Whether or not you are participating in chat doesn't matter. We appreciate you nonetheless. Please do tune in on Thursday for Dawnbringers. I think we're coming back. We've been off on and off for the last couple weeks for a variety of reasons, for scheduling and stuff, but we will be coming back, continuing with session 26. Make sure you're checking everybody else's channels out, Big Bearded Nerd and fortnerd.com. Check out our partners at Talon and Claw, where Gary and myself hang out occasionally, playing some Sea of Thieves. So with that, of course, I have to say a final thank you to Gary, Jordan, Cari, Dwight, and Ricky, without whom it would just be me talking to myself for 2.5, 3 hours. Thank you all. We're going to go ahead and we are going to end this stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want. Metadad.